I'm a doctoral candidate from Renming University of China. The topic today is the role and function of business archival institutions in China. And I'm on behalf of the other co-authors, Mr. Cai, Yingfang, and Mr. Yongjun, to make this presentation. After heard so much wonderful presentation, in China, this kind of different from all of you. So let's begin. Since the founding of China in 1949, the development of Chinese business archive institutions has mainly experienced three stages: initial exploration, reform and development, and basic establishment. And the president, we think, is at the stage of transformation. At this stage, the Chinese business archival institutions merely show the trend of development from traditional historical dates center to enterprise information management center, knowledge service center, data analysis center, and history research center. The first new trend in China is the intensification of market competition. For example, Vanke, the leading company of Chinese real estate industry, carried out enterprise organizational innovation in 2015, which greatly compressed the staffing of group headquarters compared with the before transformation. The Vanke headquarters staff were reduced by half and controlled its staff number within 200. So, this trend for the archival institutions in China, archival management functions in enterprises originally lies in the downstream of information management, the dominant part of knowledge management, the archiving stage of data control, and the storage stage of enterprise history. Although they are not in the core position, but they are involved all of the functional links. Therefore, most enterprises in China choose to merge the traditional file management function with very close information management, knowledge management, data control, enterprise history, and other functions. So that the traditional archival institutions have both the roles of enterprise information management center, enterprise knowledge service center, and so on. Secondly, the upgrading of industrial structure. In this part, what I really want to say is, like higher and most of traditional Chinese enterprise has gradually explored a new industrial structure adjustment path. For example, Haier is a well-known household appliance brand in China. Most of traditional enterprises like Haier are actively trying to transform the material products into high-value-added innovative knowledge assets. That is a complete overturn of manufacturing industry. Just like the Haier's CEO Zhang Renming once said, "I'm not buying steel, but a solution." For business archival institutions, this could lead to results. Firstly, the types of archives will become more complex. The same project may involve sectors of different industrials, which will further challenge the overall coordination ability and the information control ability of archival institutions. Secondly, the integration of traditional industrial and international enterprises will make a great adjustment to the business objects and the business types of the whole enterprise. The control object of business archival institutions will change from tangible archives assets to intangible knowledge assets. Under such circumstances, the knowledge service function of business archival institutions have been gradually highlighted in China. Thirdly, the platformization of an enterprise pattern. The new industrial revolution is changing the mode of production and the innovation of the enterprise, and the information resources and the economic capital can circulate freely. Platform is becoming a common form of market or industrial organization. For example, clothing brand Handu Yishe is one of the largest internet brands in China. It has created multiple sales champions on the online shopping platform, such as Alibaba, and its app is called Taobao, just like Amazon. It deals with current uncertainty through platform organization, changing the organization system from company and employee to platform and individual. So for the Business Archives Institutions, the data operation and maintenance is the key to ensure the business process normalization and also the evidence of its file management. And secondly, when the archive data become an effective computational analysis resource and the ability to manage, analyze, and utilize this user state and product data is dynamic capability that needs to be valued by the enterprise. Next one is the information of enterprise management. The development of information technology has changed the material, economic, and environment of enterprises, and the network media has promoted enterprise cooperation to a virtual economic environment, which means the information management can be an effective way for enterprises to adapt the management reform, improve business efficiency, and enterprise competitiveness. For example, Lenovo is a large enterprise group and an international science and technology company in China. The company's information construction started from 1991, and the application of information technology continues to bring huge benefits for this company. In 2000, after ERP, is kind of IT stuff, went into service only in the first quarter. Lenovo's net profit increased by 136% since the same period in 1999. We think in the process of enterprise information management, if the archival institutions intend to occupy the initiative, the key is to make the documents and the archives management into business activities. Last but not the least, the emergence of social responsibility label. We heard the famous movie lines is in the Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. But in China, we see, with great money comes great responsibility. Yeah. So there's a case for a few. Tencent. Tencent is one of the largest internet service providers in China, and it's also one of the internet companies with the largest service user in China. The most famous product is WeChat, the Chinese version of Facebook. In July 2017, the People's Daily repeatedly commented on the popular Tencent online game. King Glory, the game's name, is the King Glory, as the addiction prevention measures are not perfect. The Tencent have abandoned the sense of responsibility because of commercial interests. Thus leading to a direct result, Tencent holdings suddenly began to decline in the next day, reached the lowest point after the opening. Yeah, so in China, it can be seen that corporate social responsibility label has increasingly impacted on the development of enterprise. So this phenomenon for the archival institutions, which means corporate social responsibility is inseparable from the construction of corporate culture, and the business archives are raw materials for the construction of corporate culture, especially for the enterprise with a long history. They are also precious cultural resources and propaganda tools. At the same time, from the perspective of construction social memory, business archives are good resources because they reflect the historical development and economical phenomena of society during the period of the enterprise existence. Since we talk about the future, the business archival institutions in China are facing the threat of being displaced, when facing with this stress. What kind of strategies Chinese business archival institutions have taken? What are their roles in the enterprise strategy now? And what's the value of business archives in the development of enterprises? In order to solve the above problems, we conducted investigation and questionnaires and interview in some well-known enterprises in China. And we found that those business archival institutions in the new period centered on the strategy and the business needs of the company's development. It's about which are specifically manifested in 4 aspects, just like the PPT shows. Yeah, the first role is Enterprise Information Management Center. Records or the archives are the direct evidence of production and operation activities of enterprises. On the one hand, for the enterprises, especially for the private enterprises, in order to ensure and prove the regulatory compliance of business activities, they can't leave the evidence value of the electronic records or archives in China. On the other hand, in the process of implementation of various projects of enterprise, the circulation management of electronic records is one of the key factors that affect business efficiency, which will greatly affect the production efficiency goal of enterprises. So we investigated a well-known communication technology company. It's found that there are 3 steps that have been taken. Step 1. They established a special documents and archives management IT platform, which can support the planning of documents and archives management, approving of document archives, archiving and integrating storage, and applying and other services. Step 2. They are committed to promoting the automation in the process of document circulation in business activities. Their documents and archives management rules are mainly based on local laws and regulations. They issued their documents and archives management rules, and these are based on the business process to achieve the efficient utilization. In this way, the rules are directly connected with the company's current demand for business efficiency and evidence. Another example is Lenovo Group business, which I have mentioned above. Through the implementation of ERP project, which means enterprise resource planning, is also the IT staff. And Lenovo recognized 2 points. Firstly, the successful applications of IT system, the ERP system, their system contains a lot of data. If these data are not handled correctly in advance, even if the system is good enough, it cannot play a role in reality. The second one is that taking the implementation of ERP as a technical project is their biggest misunderstanding. The construction of information system should, according to the company's business development needs, which should be an important part of its enterprise development strategy and the core competitiveness. So the IT staff shouldn't be or cannot be the dominant force to pushing the project. Then thirdly, we got Enterprise Knowledge Service Center. There are three situations for this point. Situation one is the specific business unit undertakes the knowledge service responsibility. For example, China Merchant is a pioneer of Chinese national industrial and commerce, founded in the late Qing Westernization movement in 1872. Yeah, the main reason why Knowledge Service Foundation in China Merchant is undertaken by the specific project's business department is that this department's demands for relevant knowledge are urgent, and they are also more flexible and precise in locating their own required knowledge. Secondly, the intelligence research development take a main responsibility. China Resource, formerly known as the underground traffic station established by the Chinese Communist Party in Hong Kong in 1938. It's during the Second World War. In 2003, it became a central state-owned enterprise. It's accepted the leadership of the government. The knowledge service function of China Resources is undertaken by the General Research Office. The department sets up an unfiled knowledge management system, which sub-companies can upload their own archival data publicly. And the third one is, the specific knowledge management center takes the responsibility, just as the same communication technology company. They select records and archives that are representative for reference and used by other departments from the records and archives management system. So the next one is Enterprise Data Analysis Center. There are two examples. First one is Jiangsu Nuclear Power. This kind of enterprise is different from all other enterprises. They rely heavily on the strict operation of documents and archives to promote more standardized work of their business activities. Let me just explain it for you. For example, there is a chair. They need to provide a specific number for each leg of the chair, and so this will lead to a consequence. They can have huge archival data for each equipment. Then they analyzed all these archival data of the equipments, and they predict which leg or what time the chairs could be broken or something like that. So it's enterprise data analysis function. Next, secondly, it is more common to see in internet companies, mainly refers to Baidu, Tencent, and a company called ByteDance. So that's the example I want to see, especially for the information transfer distribution platform. Just exactly the ByteDance. Take this, for example. Its news and information clients application independently devoted has now accumulated over 300 million users and nearly 30 million daily active users. This is some information about this company, and they build a portrait of people concerned about an event mainly based on the data such as the user's age, their location, and the gender, cell phone brand, and reading time, and other data. I have to say more about this company. This company has a very popular app called Today's Headline. It's kind of news app. There's all kinds of information producers in the ByteDance company. They all signed a contract to produce or to write articles for this company. Yeah. Last one is Enterprise History Research Center. From the perspective of the enterprise itself, they generally choose to transform the historical value contained in the archive into other means of obtaining benefits such as cultural communication, marketing strategy, and brand promotion. In the process of research, we found that the cognition and practice of Enterprise History Research Center could be divided into 3 categories. The first is used as a means of corporate culture transmission. For example, the Archival Department of China Merchants Group set up the History Seminar of Enterprises. It mainly concentrated in China merchants' historical archives exhibition, product development research, and they approximately have received more than 1 million visitors. And it has become an important education and training base in Shenzhen city. The second category is an enterprise brand propaganda tool. Yeah, just like this thing. For example, on the occasion of 114th anniversary of the founding of this company, China Merchants Group wanted to launch a commercial advertisements during the prime time of CCTV. The bidding for advertisements during this period was very first. And the archival departments of China merchants provided archives that could definitely prove this company has a long history of business. So this archives to help this company to win the bid for eventually. The third category is as a marketing tool. Business archives, enterprise products, and the corporate culture is closely related with each other. Just take the ByteDance as an example. You can see the pictures on the PPT. Just see this one. Yeah, there's the girl is eating hot spot just through the water dispenser. She is famous for the clips to upload this video to ByteDance. Just the same thing like YouTube. So as a wee blogger, she donates this special water dispenser to the ByteDance, and the ByteDance has organized a museum. They cooperate with all kinds of media, including China Daily, and they organized also content creator to donate their memorable stuff archives to join their team. So in this way, the content creator feels respectable and cared by the company. So I think that's kind of, yeah. The historical significance of these business archives mirrors the economic, social, and the cultural aspects of China's access to the internet. So we think we should pay more attention to the China's internet companies, and I think they reflect the development and the social economic and the social development over the past 2 decades in China. So this is summary. Centered on the company development strategy and the business requirements through function and service institution, Chinese business archival institutions realize the transformation from traditional single enterprise historical record storage center to enterprise information management center, enterprise knowledge service center, enterprise data analysis center, and enterprise history research center, which give full play to the information and knowledge value, data and the memory value of the business archives. That's all my presentation. Thank you.